That was not an upset.
Oh, wasn't?
I mean, when you got two guys with so much experience, like I said before, he was behind the scenes. Two guys with a crazy amateur backgrounds, and one guy is not being seen, and another guy is being seen. Then we call it an upset. No.
Floyd Mayweather has made fun of Gervonta Davis after his fight decision against Roach reportedly turned into a loss. Mayweather, known for speaking his mind, didn't hold back and took the chance to mock Davis, who has been vocal about boxing judges and the sport in general. This was a moment for Davis to express his frustration, but he probably didn't expect Mayweather to use it as an opportunity to publicly tease him.
It's just that he was working behind the scenes, and another guy who was working in front of everybody. Then finally, they had to meet up, and then Anthony Joshua came up short. But Anthony Joshua, I told him from the beginning. You know, I was one of the first guys to come on record from the beginning. I told him he can come, and I can teach him some pointers. Because a lot of times, this is just my take. The same coach you had as an amateur doesn't always make him a great professional coach, because some guys are great at amateur coaching and some guys are great at professional coaching.
Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis have had a rocky relationship. Mayweather played a big role in Davis's career, signing him to Mayweather Promotions and helping him become a star. But as Davis became more popular and confident, their relationship started to fall apart. Disagreements over management, respect, and other issues led Davis to leave Mayweather Promotions. Since then, Mayweather has often criticized Davis, questioning his discipline, fight choices, and attitude. Davis has also spoken out, saying Mayweather didn't have his best interests in mind. This latest jab is just another chapter in their ongoing feud.
Always speak the real, whether somebody like it or not. I just feel like Anthony Joshua, they keep going to different coaches. Oh, this coach gonna work with him. This coach gonna work with him. I told him in the beginning when he was undefeated, you got some things you still got to tweak, because if you don't, then you may come up short.
Mayweather's recent statement was a direct critique of Davis's decision to leave Mayweather Promotions and manage his career independently. The underlying message seemed to suggest that without the right connections and backing, fighters like Davis might find themselves on the losing end of controversial decisions. Social media erupted with reactions, with fans divided between supporting Mayweather's business-first approach and Davis's quest for independence. Prominent analysts weighed in, with some agreeing that Davis's recent moves have left him vulnerable in the business side of boxing, while others criticized Mayweather for kicking a man when he's down. Meanwhile, the New York State Athletic Commission has launched a review of Gervonta Davis's Saturday bout against Roach Jr. Following controversy over Davis taking a knee without being ruled for a knockdown during the 9th round of Davis's WBA lightweight title defense, the champion dropped to one knee after taking a shot from Roach. He then hurried to his corner, urgently requesting his face to be wiped. Referee Steve Willis issued a stern warning, but did not count it as a knockdown, while a frustrated Roach made his displeasure clear. Had the referee or judges, who notably chose not to penalize Davis, ruled a knockdown, Roach would have secured the victory instead of settling for a majority draw in Brooklyn. Such a decision would have also tarnished Davis's flawless record. Gervonta Davis claimed that grease from his hair was stinging his eyes, but despite this setback, he expressed interest in a rematch, an ambition shared by Roach. Meanwhile, the NYSAC has launched a review of the fight, leaving the door open for a potential change in the official result at this time. The NYSAC is reviewing the matter involving Saturday's matchup between Roach and Gervonta Davis. Read a statement sent to multiple publications it added during the round in question. Following the commission's request for the replay video, there was a technical issue preventing the commission from receiving it within the allotted time for review. Therefore, the referee's in-ring decision was relied upon and the fight continued as per the official statement. The commission is dedicated to preserving the integrity of combative sports and is committed to working with all promotions and production teams on behalf of the athletes, officials, and fans to ensure technical issues do not occur in the future that prevent the delivery of ringside instant replay feeds to the commission's officials when needed. A technical glitch seemingly prevented commission officials from reviewing the footage in real time, delaying any decision on whether Davis should face penalties for taking a knee. As the commission continues its review, it remains unclear whether any forthcoming ruling could retroactively impact the fight's outcome, Although the result was disappointing for Roach, he remains determined to secure a rematch with Davis despite stepping into the fight as a heavy underdog. He came remarkably close to pulling off a stunning upset, fueling his resolve for another shot. Davis has already said he's open to the rematch with the still undefeated fighter, dropping a message on X stating and say no more, I'm pushing for the rematch can be soon too, like end of May. Ubani president Gilberto Mendoza revealed to the Ring on Sunday that he is set to push for a rematch between Gervonta Davis and Roach after their contentious majority draw on Saturday night, particularly in light of the controversy surrounding round NWBA lightweight champion Davis found himself in a peculiar moment during round 9, willingly absorbing a few punches from Roach before unexpectedly taking a knee, according to the unified rules. If a boxer's knee makes contact with the canvas after a punch, regardless of whether the strike directly caused the fall, it is officially ruled a knockdown. Additionally, the referee has the authority to pause the action, meaning fighters cannot call for a timeout themselves. Another strict regulation prohibits a boxer's corner from using a towel to wipe their fighter's face during an active round. Nevertheless, referee Steve Willis merely warned Davis without calling a knockdown or deducting a point. That decision proved pivotal. On the scorecards, had Willis correctly ruled it a knockdown, Roach would have secured a shocking victory, ranked number 8 on the Ring's pound-for-pound list. Davis acknowledged at the post-fight press conference that he was open to a rematch but doubted it would happen right away. However, Mendoza holds the power to call for an immediate sequel. Mendoza said, I think it's not going to be no doubt about having a rematch on this. Think this supersedes the public perception of boxing involved here with a huge star for the sport, and we need to send a strong message out there. It was a very controversial night. Mendoza is expected to petition the WBA Championships Committee to vote on an immediate rematch. Roach, who entered the fight as a significant underdog, now holds the WBA junior lightweight title, should the committee officially sanction a rematch. Regulations require the bout to occur within 120 days. Meanwhile, Davis retains the contractual right to demand an immediate rematch due to his loss, Mendoza said. Maybe Willis saw a competitive fight. Maybe he saw it wasn't a punch, but how can you understand how he put the knee on the canvas? However, given that immediate replay is accessible in New York, it's odd that it wasn't used.
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might see it in a minute.
However, the WBC champion isn't pushing for a showdown with Davis just yet. Instead, the undefeated 27-year-old is focused on his own challenge, taking on Roach Jr. for a chance to claim another lightweight title, Stevenson said of Roach Jr. via X. Formerly Twitter Roach Jr., got me ready for the Valdez fight. That's also how I knew how the fight with him and Tank would go. Lamont the Truth would love to make this fight happen. Boxing reporter Keith Ideket has revealed that Vasily Lomachenko was considered as a potential opponent for Gervonta Davis, following Davis's contentious bout with Lamont Roach. Although Roach had previously fallen short twice against Tank in the amateur ranks, he delivered a stellar performance at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. New York, after a strange performance by referee Steve Willis, Roach was not only denied a career-best victory, but also lost to Davis for the third time in his career when the Baltimore Bruiser chose to take a knee in the 9th round of their captivating bout. Willis started to give a count, however, the seasoned officials swiftly deemed it a non-knockdown, ultimately denying Roach the crucial 10-8 round that could have tipped the outcome in his favor. Soon after the fight, Davis explained that residue from his hair product had dripped into his eyes, the sting forcing him to drop to one knee. At his post-fight press conference, he hinted that while fans are eagerly demanding a rematch with Roach, his next opponent has already been decided. It appears he was referring to none other than two-time Olympic gold medalist and reigning IBF World Lightweight Champion Vasily Lomachenko. The skilled southpaw has been inactive since securing a decisive victory over George Kambosos Jr. last May. Probably within 30 minutes after the Roach fight was over, someone from Gervonta Davis's team approached a top-rank executive and asked about Vasily Lomachenko being available for his next fight. Idic said, on the Ariel Helwani show, he further added, that fight was supposed to happen on November 2nd last year at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, Las Vegas. The deal was almost done, except for the fact that LMA didn't sign off on it, and then decided that he would maybe want to retire. LMA is still unavailable until top-rank Lomachenko's promoter is told otherwise, so that's not an option for Davis, even though he wants that fight. Since then, WBA lightweight champion Davis has voiced his desire for a rematch with Roach. Meanwhile, with Lomachenko's future still up in the air, both matchups remain intriguing possibilities. Some believe that had the fight been scored differently, Roach could have emerged victorious, an outcome that would have marked the first loss of Davis's career. The decision has ignited heated debates among boxing analysts and fans alike, fueling calls for a rematch. Adding to the discourse, renowned American podcaster Joe Rogan has publicly supported the push for a second fight in a fiercely contested bout. Controversy erupted in the 9th round when Gervonta Davis unexpectedly took a knee without signaling for a timeout as the referee initiated the standard 10 Segler count. He abruptly halted it upon noticing Davis wiping his eyes. The unexpected turn of events left fans and speculating, but Davis later addressed the incident, shedding light on the reason behind his actions. Amid the buzz from fans in the boxing world, renowned American podcaster Joe Rogan has added his voice to the growing call for a rematch. A longtime enthusiast of MMA and combat sports, Rogan confessed that he hadn't watched Roach fight before. However, after witnessing his bout with Davis, he's become an avid supporter, describing the match as a spectacular showdown. Rogan expressed his eagerness to see the two fighters clash again. In the ring, he added, watching the replay of the outstanding title fight last night between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. I had never seen Lamont fight before, but I'm a big fan now. Fight was a draw, but it was an amazing contest and I really hope they run it back. Roach writing an impressive 8-fight unbeaten streak has been earning widespread acclaim for his dominance in the ring. Meanwhile, Davis upped the stakes before the fight even began, wagering $250,000 at the weigh-in that he'd secure a knockout. But with the match stretching the full 12 rounds, Davis now finds himself on the losing end of that bet, owing Roach a hefty sum and adding even more tension to their intensifying rivalry. The prospect of a rematch remains unclear, especially since Davis had hinted at retirement before facing Roach, yet with mounting pressure from fans, a second showdown could be the perfect stage for both fighters to settle unfinished business after his majority decision draw against Lamont Roach over the weekend. Deron Tank Davis voiced his frustration on X, insisting that the official ruling didn't do him justice. He added, they took the fight from me and made it a draw because I did that knee, but I landed the most punches in the fight. He didn't even hit me with a punch when I took the knee. I get it though, I shouldn't have done that, but that hair grease was burning my eyes. Interestingly, Gervonta didn't actually throw the most punches in the fight. CompuBox stats gave Roach the edge in that department. On top of that, Gervonta caught a major break when the referee overlooked what should have been a knockdown after he took a knee. Had that moment been properly scored, Roach would have come out on top on the official scorecards. Few will likely sympathize with Gervonta's account of events, and if anyone has a legitimate case for being robbed of victory, it's Roach. However, without the advantage of being the A-side, he gains little from the controversy after the fight. Gervonta expressed interest in a rematch with Roach to settle any lingering doubts. However, he made it clear that their second bout wouldn't happen immediately as he already has another fight on his schedule. Meanwhile, Jake Paul also reacted to the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach fight.
Man, he got lucky as a draw. He did a good fight though. I thought he won it, but man, he gotta just create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my God.
But god damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
The boxing world erupted in controversy over the missed knockdown, a decision that could have secured Roach. The crucial point needed for a 108-round and an improbable victory, Terrence Crawford, a pound-for-pound fighter, spearheaded such responses by igniting the conversation on social media with an irate Tate. He first wrote Roach won, and that should have been called a knockdown. Let's see what happens when the verdict was announced, he continued. They rode that boy, and it's crazy I never seen someone take a knee, and they don't count it as a knockdown. Must have forgot the rules for tonight. In his final say on the subject, Crawford even added, "Some of you all need to watch Floyd Mayweather versus Renato Hernandez and see Mayweather took a knee because he hurt his hand and it was called a knockdown, and not from a punch either." Crawford wasn't alone in expressing frustration over the night's outcome, as Davis retained both his unbeaten streak and the WBA lightweight world title. Despite his luck, he hasn't been defeated yet. And Davis says a sequel doesn't seem likely. According to the regulations, a knockdown was awarded when a knee touched the canvas, which was a major source of disagreement during the fight. However, it was not given out, and Roach was incensed that even though it seemed to be headed by Davis, he should have been called. Tank said that the reason he had to take the knee was because he had grease in his eyes after being left perplexed. Roach stated that he regretted not giving his opponent his first career loss. He said, "Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted as a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref, I ain't, and..." Really? If Tank Davis had to wipe sweat out of his eye, he had to wipe sweat out of his eye, he added. But the rules do state if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic 8 count, but it is what it is. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots, more power shots, and I thought I was doing my thing, so I'm not really that frustrated, but if that was counted as a knockdown, I'd have won a majority decision. Lamont Roach stepped into the post-fight press conference after his hard-fought draw against Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Offering a candid take on the bout, he stood firm in his belief that he not only had the skills to go toe-to-toe with Tank, but also to defeat him outright. Roach expressed confidence that he had done enough to secure the victory. Even without the controversial 9th-round knockdown that went uncalled, he said going into the fight, "I knew I had what it takes, like I said. I knew I had a chin. I sparred guys that was like junior. Middleweights like current champions that was at that weight. So I know I can take a punch." He's twitchy in there, like I do see why he knocks people out. "I just knew that I can be in there, and I knew that I can do better than him to win rounds, win exchanges." Because he fighting spurts, Roach expressed that he honestly felt he should have won without the incident being counted as a knockdown. He acknowledged that he was not the referee and remarked that if Tank needed to wipe sweat out of his eye, then that was his choice. However, he pointed out that the rules clearly state that voluntarily taking a knee results in an automatic 8 count. Despite this, Roach stated that he was not relying on that situation, but rather on his own performance in the ring.
Think about what happened in the 9th round. How frustrated are you that that wasn't counted as a knockdown?
Man, I'm not. Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had to wipe sweat out his eye, he had to wipe sweat out his eye. But the rules do state if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic 8 count. But it is what it is. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I think I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots. I think I was landing more power shots. And I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated about that. But if that was kind of a knockdown, I would win a majority decision.
Roach felt he was in control, landing more punches, including power shots, and doing what was needed. He wasn't too frustrated, but believed that if the knockdown had been counted, he would have won by majority decision. He even questioned why the referee stopped counting in the ring. Roach admitted that Tank had decent power, but didn't think it was exaggerated. He believed his strong chin helped him absorb Tank's punches and that Tank might have felt his power too. After taking Tank's best shot, Roach felt confident and decided to push harder.
Yeah, Lamont, this is Matt from Brunch Boxing. What explanation, if any, were you given about why that particular sequence was not properly called a knockdown?
I don't know. Did y'all see me in the ring tell him to keep counting? he started counting. I was like, why you stop? Like, keep counting. But I honestly don't know. I don't know. But I can't go back and change it. So,
Lamont, Sean Sattel, congrats, man, on fighting a great fight. A lot of people agree with you that you did win the fight. Just can you talk about Gervonta's power? He got you with some good shots, but you kept staying in the center of the ring with him. A lot of other fighters don't deal with the power as well. How do you assess his power after being in there for 12?
He got decent power. He got decent power for sure. I ain't gonna say it's exaggerated. I told you I got a chin. I ain't going like that. It's just not gonna happen. But like I said, I see why he knocked people out, and I think he felt my power too. Like, I think that's what negated a lot of his shots. And once I took his best shot, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to roll.
As mentioned before, a real-time review of Gervonta Davis taking a knee in the 9th round against Roach, and incident referee Steve Willis did not rule as a knockdown, was hindered by technical issues. The New York State Athletic Commission was unable to access the footage in time to assess the moment and make an official determination. Boxing Scene reached out to the New York State Athletic Commission for a statement, and in response, the Department of State Press Office provided clarification. They explained that given the delay, they acted on Willis's call in real time and are still reviewing the matter. The crux of the issue lies in the technical difficulties that hindered the Commission's ability to properly evaluate the replay footage in real time, considering the ongoing review, the undeniable evidence of Davis's making contact with the canvas, and the straightforward nature of the knockdown rules. The Commission can most effectively uphold its mission by officially recognizing the incident as a knockdown. The Davis-Roach fight concluded in a majority draw. 2 judges gave Davis a 10-9 edge in the 9th round. However, had the round been scored 108 in Roach's favor, standard protocol, if a knockdown had been ruled and all other rounds remained unchanged, Roach would have secured a unanimous decision victory with scores of 1-1, 5-1, 1-2, 1-1-4, 1-1-3. The recent clash between Gervonta Davis and Roach Jr. has not only sparked controversy but also reignited old tensions between Davis and his former mentor Floyd Mayweather. The fight's contentious decision, coupled with Mayweather's public mockery of Davis, highlights the deep-rooted animosity between the two. Floyd Mayweather's comments following the Roach decision have reignited his rivalry with Gervonta Davis, adding another chapter to one of boxing's most intriguing feuds, while Mayweather's critique shows the importance of business savvy in the sport. Davis's fiery response proves he's more focused than ever on solidifying his legacy as fans eagerly await Davis's next fight. One thing is certain, this is far from over.
Good right hand from Mont, uppercut. Good combination, Mont. Oh, good left from Tank. Right hand from Monty. Oh, Tank took a knee. He got knocked down. That's a knockdown. Tank is trying to bail himself out. That's a knockdown. That's a knockdown! How are you going to do that and run and get a towel? Who gave Davis that right? This is a highway robbery, dog. Good combination, Lamont. Oh, shit. They swinging on each other. Good body shot, Lamont. Lamont is rocking with it. This is Tarver Roy 1. What's going to happen is they're going to give the fight to Tank, and then the second fight, Lamont going to say, any excuses tonight, Tank. And then he run out, Tank out. I've seen it. Lamont won, bro. He won 7-5 with a knockdown. This guy did the unthinkable, and I hope they don't rob him. Scorecards. They said majority draw. They cheated Roach. Roach got robbed, and everybody knows it. Rematch right away. They robbed.
The feud between Mayweather and Davis raises a big question in boxing. Is it about making money or building a legacy? Mayweather's unbeaten record and huge earnings show his focus on business, while Davis seems determined to prove himself as one of the best in the lightweight division. The New York State Athletic Commission is still reviewing the fight, which could change the outcome and has fans waiting for answers. At the same time, calls for a rematch are growing, with WBA President Gilberto Mendoza pushing for a quick decision. Davis is under pressure to rebuild his reputation, and the next few months will decide if he can prove his critics wrong or if this controversy will hurt his career. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.